Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever found yourself totally lost in the weeds of dense nutritional science, wondering how on earth all those complex studies and statistics actually translate to the food on your plate, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, our goal is simple, but it's an absolute game changer. We're taking all that heavy dietary data and transforming it into a highly actionable, seriously delicious, one-day menu. We are literally going to build a heart-healthy day from the ground up together.
Here's exactly what we're covering today. First, the meat of the problem. Second, breakfast, the oat advantage. Third, smart, heart-healthy snack swaps. Fourth, the power of walnuts. And finally, a quick, heart-healthy dinner. Let's dive in.
Section 1, the meat of the problem.
So, if you follow nutrition news even a little bit, you know animal protein is a hugely debated topic right now. But if we look past all these sensational headlines and focus on the hard science, a massive, carefully analyzed study out of Northwestern University and Cornell found something really striking. Eating just 2 servings of red or processed meat a week, think about that for a second, just 2 servings, measurably impacts our cardiovascular health.
To put some hard numbers on this, that study linked eating just a couple servings of these meats to a 3 to 7% higher risk of cardiovascular disease. And actually, they also noted a 3% higher risk of all causes of death. So while everyone online was arguing about eating a steak every single night, the researchers found that even just a tiny amount, a couple servings a week, is enough to shift the needle on your heart health.
Lead study author Victor Zong really hit the nail on the head here. He noted that modifying our intake of these animal protein foods may be an important strategy to help reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and premature death at a population level. So what does this actually mean for us? Well, a 3 to 7% difference might seem kind of small to you on a random Tuesday, but zooming out, modifying this intake is an absolutely crucial strategy for your long-term health. It is exactly why we need a daily menu that minimizes these risks.
Which brings us to Section 2, breakfast and the oat advantage.
Okay, let's transition to our morning menu. We need the perfect antidote to those heart disease risks, right? Well, when you start your day with a bowl of oats, you're getting a slow, steady release of energy. The science shows oats deliver this energy over a 2 to 4 hour window. Because of that incredibly slow digestion, oats are amazing at promoting fullness. They are literally your shield against those mid-morning cravings. You know, when someone brings donuts to the office at 10 a.m., this bowl of oats is what's going to keep you on track.
Now let's demystify why this works so incredibly well. The secret weapon here is something called beta-glucan. It's a soluble fiber found in oats, and you can kind of think of it like a biological sponge. When it hits your digestive system, it triggers your liver to physically pull bad LDL cholesterol out of your bloodstream to be excreted. Plus, it acts as a prebiotic, which means it's basically feeding the good bacteria in your gut, further optimizing your healthy cholesterol metabolism. It's a win-win. You might be wondering, how much do I actually need to eat to get these benefits? The clinical target to see real cholesterol-lowering effects is just 3 grams of soluble fiber a day. That's it. Just a standard half cup of old-fashioned or quick oats gives you 4 grams. Even a single little packet of plain instant oats gets you 3 grams. It just goes to show that hitting that clinically effective daily target is so incredibly easy, totally accessible, and super affordable.
All right, Section 3, smart, heart-healthy snack swaps.
Fast forward to the afternoon. It's 3 p.m., you're hungry, and you want a snack. Look, eating for your heart is definitely not about strict deprivation where you just sit around staring at a wall until dinner. It's all about smart substitution. Let's look at pretzels versus edamame. Did you know Americans consume on average around 3,400 milligrams of sodium daily? That is way above the recommended 1,500 milligrams. Pretzels are totally notorious for hiding massive amounts of salt that can damage your blood vessels over time. By swapping them for edamame, you instantly slash that sodium intake, plus you gain high-quality protein and calcium. And bonus, edamame is completely cholesterol-free.
But what if you're really just craving a crunch? Let's talk potato chips versus popcorn. A staggering 77% of the sodium we eat every day comes straight from packaged and processed foods, and potato chips are huge offenders here. Low-sodium popcorn, on the other hand, is a brilliant alternative. It gives you that highly satisfying crunch without the greasy, sodium-heavy baggage of a potato chip.
For our last swap, let's consider cheese and crackers versus hummus and veggies. Now, cheese and crackers are fine in moderation, for sure, but they can super easily spike your cholesterol and your sodium if you aren't careful. Hummus is low on the glycemic index, meaning no crazy blood sugar spikes, and it's absolutely packed with heart-healthy fats and fiber.
Pair it with cucumbers or some crunchy bell peppers, and you've completely bypassed those processed cracker carbs. Just, remember to keep an eye on your hummus portion control.
Moving right along to Section 4, the power of walnuts. Okay, if we're talking about smart snacks, we absolutely have to dedicate a whole section to the ultimate super snack. I know a lot of people are kind of scared of nuts because of the fat content, and yeah, walnuts are about 65% fat. But multiple studies show that eating walnuts is actually not associated with an increased risk of obesity at all. They are completely packed with the good stuff. Over half of that fat is unsaturated. We're talking essential ALA omega-3s that actually help form your cellular membranes. They've got prebiotic dietary fiber to keep your digestion moving, and they're loaded with phytonutrients that literally block cholesterol absorption and fight oxidative stress in your body.
But honestly, the real VIP in walnuts is L-arginine. Let's translate that medical jargon real quick. L-arginine is an amino acid that helps your body create nitric oxide. You can think of nitric oxide as a natural, deep breath for your arteries. It's a vasodilator, which triggers the walls of your arteries to relax and expand. It smooths them out, keeps them super flexible, and creates optimal blood flow. And the craziest part? Just one handful of walnuts a day puts this powerful little amino acid right to work for your heart.
And finally, Section 5, quick heart-healthy dinner.
We made it to the end of our day. We've successfully avoided heavy red meats, we've loaded up on incredible fiber, and now we need a dynamic, fast-paced dinner solution that skips the deep fryer but keeps absolutely all of the flavor. Enter the air fryer. It uses a fan to circulate hot air, totally slashing the need for heavy cooking oils. This process is so simple. Step 1, preheat it to 400 degrees. Step 2, chop up some lean chicken breast, broccoli, zucchini, and bell peppers into bite-sized pieces. Step 3, toss it all in a bowl with just 1 tablespoon of olive oil, plus a little Cajun and Italian seasoning. And Step 4, air fry it for exactly 10 minutes, giving the basket a quick shake halfway through.
Boom! There you have it. A highly nutritious, low-carb, and gluten-free meal in under 20 minutes. This dish is the perfect way to wrap up our daily menu. It utilizes lean poultry, which, remember, completely avoids that 3 to 7% cardiovascular risk we were talking about earlier with red meat, and pairs it with gorgeous, colorful vegetables. It is living proof that eating for your heart doesn't mean you have to break the bank, be a gourmet chef, or sacrifice your entire evening chopping and prepping.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a challenge, really. What heart-healthy swap will you make today? We have covered so much ground here, from acknowledging the hard data on red meat, to harnessing those powerful beta-glucans in oatmeal, swapping out salty afternoon snacks, leveraging the L-arginine in a handful of walnuts, all the way to a 15-minute air fryer dinner. I challenge you to pick just one single item from this menu and try it today. Your heart will absolutely thank you for it. Thanks so much for joining me to explore this incredible science, and I will see you in the next explainer.